Welcome to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. This is your host, baseball player and entrepreneur, Gavin Johns. This podcast will empower you to reach your fullest potential in life. Inspirational stories, keys to success, and practical methods to overcome life's challenges will be revealed. I encourage you to be the light in the lightning and spark a positive change in the world today. How's everyone doing? This is the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. Today I have a very special guest, San Diego and IE hip-hop music artist, featured on San Diego's Jammin' 95.7, New York Hot 97 Radio, Sway in the Morning, Shade 45 Sirius XM. He's performed in Riverside, Los Angeles, Philly, Vegas, and the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Has quite the list of accomplishments so far, but it always hasn't come easy. You know, he's had to persevere through a lot of things. He has an incredibly inspirational story about how he started and how he's still going, and I'm just super encouraged by it. So I'm super encouraged to have Ray Riley on the podcast. Ray, thanks so much for coming on, my man.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. I'm excited to be here, man. It's super cool, bro. I'm grateful to be here, man.
Absolutely, brother. Well, thanks so much for your time. And so I guess we'll just get right into it, my man. I wanted to ask, some of the background, we've talked about before, but just for everyone else so they can learn, more about you as a person, and how you started in the music industry. I want to learn, like, for you, what was kind of the origin of that, and how did this all start, that passion, would you say?
So the origin was, I would definitely say, would be my dad. So he was in a rap group back in the day called Legion of Doom. They were a big time group in San Diego, like in the late 80s, early 90s. So growing up, I was always around hip hop. I was always around this music, So a kid wanting to be like his dad, I would always have my foot in music. Like there's always, like, as a kid, I had like a little rhyme book and everything, but football was the main thing for me. Like I wasn't thinking about music at all until I started getting a little older, and then I did that show that I was telling you about. So for a long story, in high school, I there was a Mr. Puma competition, which is like a beauty pageant for dudes. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it was a fun thing, whatever, right? And somebody had signed me up unknowingly. I didn't even want to do it at the time. And then I talked to my dad, and he was like, "Hey, man, like, you should definitely do that, because looking back, years from now, you'll look back on that and laugh and smile, and it was a good time." So anyway, long story short, that's how I caught the bug. I wrote a song for my girlfriend at the time, and I performed it on stage, and everybody, like, it was a crazy feeling. That's when I caught that bug, man. Like, I got off stage, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. And then the reaction that I got, like, was just like, it was like a bug, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just that moment. I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So ever since then, I got to school, and then to college, I got to college, and I started taking it more serious. And so, now we're here. You know what I mean? So it was cool, man.
That's awesome. No, it's very exciting, hearing how these things started. Like you said, the bug, like, you can't explain it. It's just something inside of you, burning, and that feeling, like you said. Building off of that, I wanted to kind of ask about, more on that passion side. When I listen to Ray Riley's music, what I'm saying, I feel it. What I'm saying, like, you're real, you're genuine, and it's really meaningful.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, maybe what you're thinking when you're writing it, or what you're feeling when you're writing the music, or just when you're making the music, kind of that flow, if you wouldn't mind, like, taking us through that.
To be honest with you, man, it didn't always start like that. I would say when I first started, I was really trying to rap like whatever I heard on the
Yeah.
radio. Like I was trying to sound like the guys, that shoot 'em up guys, gangster guy. I didn't grow up like that. You know what I mean? I can't talk like that. I didn't do none of that stuff. So going back to my dad, I told you he has experience and he kind of knows, like, so, man, like, rap about yourself, like, be you, be true to who you are. So once I started doing that, I started to really, like, this start rapping how I feel. Just start talking about how I feel, basically. You know, and once you do that, it's really, you don't have to think too much. You know, like a lot of I feel like my best songs are the songs that I'm not really thinking. I'm just writing out how I feel. You know, so that's where you hear all the passion from. It's just because I'm talking about how I feel. You know, I'm not pretending. I'm not trying to say something that I think is gonna sound cool. You know, like there's songs, of course, where I feel like I just want to, talk my stuff and just get some bars off. But there's also certain songs where I'm just like, man, I just want to talk about how I feel. You know, like the equivalent of somebody writing in their diary about their day. You know, except I just put it to a beat. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much, like pretty much what it is. Like I'm writing in my diary, but I just put it over a beat and then put it out so everybody can hear it. You know what I mean? So that's where the passion comes from for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was very well put. And I mean,
Yeah.
like people relate to that more. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and they feel it too because you're writing from just how you feel and you're being real. They can relate to that and
Yeah.
be inspired from that. Um,
Mhm.
I wanted to ask, a lot of, your themes, like you talked about, just how you feel, but you're talking about, impactful topics as well. You talk about mental health, you talk about love, you talk about social issues.
Yeah.
You have a platform to make a difference, to make a change. Um, how, are you using that platform to make that change in those areas, would you say?
Um, I would say, man, I would say that how I'm using my platform to make a change, I would just say just being authentic, man, and just being true to myself and how I feel. And like I said, what I go back to is just not, trying to conform and pretend to be something I'm not. You know what I mean? Just writing out how I feel and then, going through real life experiences that somebody else listening to might be going through the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I could write something out about how I feel and somebody that I don't even know could come across it and listen to it and know like, oh crap, like this guy's going through the same thing I'm going through, or this girl's going through the same thing I'm going through. Like it's just I feel like the best pieces of art are the things that people can relate to.
Mm,
So like 100% that's how I would say I'm using my platform to try and make a change, man. It's just being authentic and just true to myself, man, and hoping that people can relate to it in some way and obviously enjoy it, man. So
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love that.
yeah.
And just like you said, it hasn't always been easy. I mean, life isn't easy as it is, just living in this world, it's difficult, it's tough. And there's moments where, you know, you get down or you get discouraged or it just life gets tough. I wanted to ask, for you, being a music artist, I know it's not easy being any type of, artist, trying to make it on the big stage. Like, what has that been like for you? Maybe when you've had to face some adversity head on, and how did you persevere through that? And how are you persevering through that now? Like, what keeps you going? You know what I'm saying? When you hit obstacles of any sort.
Um, dude, I would say, man, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough when you put your heart and soul in like a song or whatever the case is, and then you show it to your friends or you show it to whoever. They're like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like it's like it hurts, man. Um, how I would persevere, I would say, bro, a lot of it, and I mean a lot of it has to do with playing sports, football.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do like football, I had to learn how to fail, if that makes sense, man. Like I had to learn how to deal with rejection. I had to learn how to not be the starter, but still go to practice every day and work and work and work to try to become that starter. You know what I mean? And so stuff like that mentally, it
Yeah.
just molds you different place, man. Like I mean, obviously, what I'm saying. You baseball, like you just know, like for sports, I feel like football was the best tool to transition me into this new chapter, this new dream, man. Because football taught me so much, man. Like I said, it really taught me how to fail. Like it taught me how to fail and keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's so many days I'm like, man, I just want to quit. Like
Yeah.
I'm over here busting behind in practice, and coach doesn't even notice, man. Like, what am I doing? And it's just you just keep trucking, you keep going, and then you get that one little opportunity, or that
Mm.
one rep in practice, make it happen, and all of a sudden, coach is like, okay, let get more reps, get them more reps, and so it's just it teaches you how to persevere. So I would say football is definitely the tool that I used, or it gave me the tools that I use now in order to keep myself persevering. Like if I make, like I told you, if I make a song and people don't really feel it, or if I put out something and it's not really going well, yeah, I could get down on myself. But then it's like, all right, man, gotta pick it up and keep pushing forward and make something new. You know what I'm saying? So football definitely taught me how to persevere and keep trucking on, for sure.
Absolutely. No, I love that. That mindset piece is key, having that mental toughness and just the courage to get back up on your feet and keep going, and I'm sure in the music industry it's the same as, baseball or whatever profession people are in, career path, that sometimes it gets lonely, and that you're not having a lot of people that are encouraging you, and you just got to make the decision yourself to keep going and keep trucking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've seen out of Ray Riley, and that's what I'm encouraged about. That you're keeping going. I'm saying, like, whether you're getting, when you started, when you weren't getting many likes, to now when you're getting, a lot of likes and you're getting thousands of listens. You've been the same guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just starting to realize that you've been that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's just a matter of time. I firmly believe that, man. Like, God has a great plan for your life, and if you just continue to stay close with Him and remain humble and keep grinding, He's gonna lift you up for His glory. You know what I mean? And absolutely. I wanted to ask, just building off of that, what I said, like, how has faith kind of played a role, throughout this whole process in your life or in your music world? Would you say?
Man, it's everything, man. I'm talking to God all the time, man. Every day, constantly, all the time. Before I go on stage, I'm asking God to just be with me, give me the confidence I need to be successful, give me the confidence I need to get up here on the stage in front of all these people. Because I mean, dude, at the end of the day, like this stuff is nerve wracking. You know what I mean? Like getting in front of, you know, Apollo, man. Like, dude, the Apollo, that was 1,500 people. That's 1,500 people. I was what? I was 22. You know what I mean? So uh that, bro, like, man, I'm sitting there before I go on stage, I'm praying to God, like, man, please don't let me get booed off stage, man. Please give me that confidence I need to come out here and put on a good show, man. So um I mean, dude, I'm like I said, man, I'm talking to God every day, man. None of this would be possible without him. He's blessed me with a gift. So now I feel like it's my responsibility to try my best and give everything I have to show it to the world. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's my responsibility to do that. But I'm talking to God every day, man. God definitely plays a huge part in my life for sure, man. Absolutely.
Amen, brother. Amen. I can see that light in you, man. That passion, man. It shines bright, man. It's encouraging. It really is, man. I really mean that. And
Sure.
it's cool, man. Stay true to that and stay close, because He's the one that's gonna take you where you want to go. He knows your heart's desires. And that's for everyone listening. We have to seek God in all we do. And Matthew 6:33, seek the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. He wants to bless us, but we also have to ask Him in prayer, and we got to stay close with Him and listen to all His commandments. He tells us what to do. The book is there, and we just got to keep following that path. So thanks for sharing that, man. That's
100%.
very encouraging, man. And like
Yeah.
you said, it's not always easy. It's not always easy being a music artist. It's not always easy being a Christian, being a believer, but
Mhm.
we got to keep going, man, because it's worth it. It really is worth it, in the end, and
Mhm.
so that's encouraging, bro. That's encouraging. I wanted to ask more about, that your style of music, man. It's unique for a good reason. I feel like, from me, my perspective looking at your music, and a lot of people I've heard talking about your music, is it's not just music. It tells a story. It teaches life lessons.
Yeah.
Talk about that, brother. Like, just the ins and outs of, Ray Riley's music, and the creating that, and like you said, it's just authentic. But I've heard that several times. His music tells a story. It teaches life lessons. Like, it's just
Yeah.
dope.
I would say, man, I would say to answer that, I would say I just draw from real life experiences, man. Like real life experiences, past relationships, that didn't work out, or past friendships, or not even something that I experienced. I could see something that
Yeah,
somebody experienced. Like I could see a girl, or I can hear a story about a girl and what she's went through, and I could write something to that, or I could see that, or I could see something that a guy is going through, and I could make a story about that. A prime example is actually a pretty old song that I wrote, but there's a video out for it. It's called Her Story. But I just break down, a girl and it's not just a girl. There's a lot of girls that I've seen with that same story. That same kind of vicious cycle. How they keep messing with this dude who doesn't really, treat them the right way. Doesn't want them in the way that they want them to want. It's just, it's a whole story. But obviously it's me, it's my perspective of it. So I'm sitting there breaking it down and analyzing and observing, and I just go write a story about it. So there's plenty of songs that I have, man, where I'm just drawing from my real life experience or from something that I've seen, something that I've heard. So I just draw from real life stuff, man. So that's how I go about doing that, man.
That's awesome. Man. That's awesome. It's cool. It's cool hearing, in the mindset of someone who's making that music, because we all hear, the music and we're like, yo, that's cool. But like, I like learning meaning behind it and how you like draw inspiration, like you said, from different things and real life situations. Dope, man. You're making an impact, bro. I hope you know that. You're making an influence, bro. You really
are, man. I'm really trying, man, for sure. I'm definitely trying out here, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So I wanted to ask too about not too long ago. You said it was a little while ago, but I didn't feel like it was too long ago. Was the freestyle challenge? For everyone who doesn't know, there was a freestyle challenge. It was going, viral on Twitter and a lot of other social media platforms. And there was a beat that was thrown out, and then Ray hopped in on the challenge, and he took it off, and it went crazy. And he had a lot of fun with that, but it was getting some good feedback and a lot of love and support for that. What was that like, bro? What was that like?
Man, so that was called the So Gone Challenge. I remember I just turned or became a sophomore in college. I remember I was in my room in Bowles. Shout out to APU class of 2019. So yeah, I was in there, and then this So Gone Challenge was going off, and there was I noticed there was a lot of girls talking about how they got played by guys and this and that, and I just seen a lot of it, And then my friend Ariana Wesley, shout out to Ariana. I remember she sent me one, and she told me like, "Hey man, like when are you gonna do yours?" I was like, "All right," So then I started listening, and then like once again, like it wasn't. I really didn't have to think about it too much because I was kind of just writing how I feel, and then. So I did it, right? I recorded it. I didn't think much of it. Like I thought it was cool, I thought I'd get a couple. I was like, okay, this is cool, it was pretty fire. So I remember, man, I posted it. I had football practice. So I posted it right before football practice, put my phone in my locker, went to practice, came back. And like I told you, this is back in the day where the notifications come one at a time. They don't pop up all together. You know what I mean? So I came to practice, bro. And when I tell you I did like 10 full scrolls through my phone, bro, of notifications. I mean, dude, my phone was going crazy. Like I had to show everybody, like, dude, look at this. This is crazy. Wow. And my phone was like that for probably 2 days straight, bro. Like I just remember, I think I was on Twitter, like this is back when Twitter was just popping. So I think before that, I probably had like, 200 followers or whatever. And then after that, like within 2 days, I had like, I don't even know, like 700 or 800 or something like that. So I had like, it was crazy, bro. And like, I just remember going to school like the next day, man, and everybody just like, bro, like what is going on, man? Like I was just tripping, because if you look at it, had like, I think it had like maybe like 2,000-3,000 retweets. But that's crazy though. Like for me at the time, I was like, bro, like that was insane. So that was definitely, it was a cool experience, man. And I was laughing when you brought that up because I felt like it was a long time. Like it feels ever ago. So when you brought it up, I was like, oh crap, man. Like that's crazy, dude. Nah, but it was a cool experience, man, for sure. It gave me once again, going back to that bug, like it gave me a little taste of like, man, like
Mm.
this is crazy. Like, what music stuff can do. Like this is wild. So it was definitely cool, man. A super fun experience. I look back on that and I laugh for sure because that was definitely a cool thing, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing that.
man.
Another really cool thing, speaking of cool things, another really cool thing is to be able to have the music that you make played at the sporting events at the high school you went to. And we both went to Chaparral High School. I
That's
see those all the time. And even when I've gone to watch some football games or basketball games, they're bumping Ray Riley in the gym and at the football stadium.
mhm.
What is that like? Just looking at that, you went to the high school is dope.
Dude, that's cool, man. Like honestly, I I've always like I even remember going to the pep rallies, man, like thinking like, dude, it would be so cool if they were playing like one of my songs here one day or something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So see that kind of come to fruition and to see, them playing my songs at the basketball games or them playing my song when they run out the helmet. You know what I mean? During the football games Friday night. Um that's definitely something, man, that's to me is super cool, man. And the one thing I haven't done yet, which I want to do, is perform at a pep rally.
Mm,
I
yeah.
had Coach Raymer get at me, man. You got my number. I go over there and
Let's make it
perform.
happen.
Dude, I one pep rally because that'll be like a dream come true, man. Because I one of those in high school and just being. I remember they were so lit. So I'm like, dude, I want to just do one. You know what I mean? Come back to Chaparral and do one pep rally, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's hype. That's hype. No, that's really dope. That's dope.
Mhm.
So one of my favorite songs of yours is Chosen One. And some of the lyrics is make way for Chosen One. I'm always bumping it. It's
Okay.
on the playlist. I'm always bumping it. I'm always bumping
Dude,
it.
you're tapped in. That's a throwback.
Tell
Okay.
me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about how that started, how you got the idea, and
Dude,
just about that.
that was the song. So that was the song. When I found out I was going to perform at the Apollo,
Mm,
I was like, dude, I gotta have a song I can perform. I gotta
mm,
have like there has to be something specifically for the Apollo that I have to write, have to perform. So the day I found out, I think like the next day, I wrote that song, you know, make way for the chosen one. And if you listen to, I'm talking to Apollo. What did I say? 6 feet, Barry Beach. This ain't hollow. And Apollo, I promise I'll be the hardest actor. Yeah. So I was like,
hey.
I was like, Apollo, man. That one line went crazy in there, dude. It's so funny. It's on YouTube. So if you search Ray Riley Apollo, it'll pop up. There's a video. I think my cousin was recording or somebody, but it's so funny, man, because the crowd is dead silent. Like it's silent, right? But all you can hear is my dad. Yeah, yeah. Like after every bar, bro, he's screaming, bro. Like it's so funny. If you go look it up, you can hear him, man. It's hilarious. But that's where the chosen one came from, man. It was inspired by the Apollo. I was like, dude, I gotta have a song for the Apollo, like specifically for that, So I wrote that, and that's the song that I went with, right there.
That's dope. That's dope. And we got to hear a few bars in there right there. So that was cool.
Yeah,
yes,
it feels
yes,
like it
sir.
was, man. Like all this stuff you're bringing up feels like it was so long ago, man. No, it was probably, maybe like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it just like it was a decade ago, bro. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. You've been putting out some good quality content often too. Just in wrapping up here, I wanted to give a shout out to dropping soon. You have 23 coming up. Would you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. So 23 is new EP are coming out. It's 6 songs. So the first 3 songs are really like just me. I wanted to really like rap again because on my last project called Black Hoodie Music, I was really trying, like I was kind of in a dark place. So I was really just kind of just writing about how I feel. I really wasn't too concerned with like getting bars off and like rapping. With this one, like the first 3 is like I'm back to that. You know what I mean? And then the second three is more of, once again, me going back to how I feel, kind of like a life update. What I'm going through, experiences that I'm dealing with. And so it kind of gives you a little bit of everything, like the real rap and the real, like the bars and everything. And then like the second three are, like kind of like the life update and telling people how I feel. So a little bit of everything on this one, man. But I'm excited, man. March 25th, man. March 25th.
25th. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
And where can people find you? Where can people find your music and your social media handles as well?
So at Really Ray Riley on everything, man. So Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Really Ray Riley. For my music, man, just type in Ray Riley, my name, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, all that stuff, man. So that's where I'm at, man. Everybody get tapped in.
Get tapped in. Get tapped in. They gotta go check out the music and go check out some of his older music too. It's still dope and still you can relate to that. But the new stuff, he's always adapting and keeping up to date. So keep following Ray. He's on to big things. So yeah, I'm excited for you, brother. I'm excited for what God has in store for you, bro. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for having me on here, bro. This was dope, for real.
Heck yeah, my man. Heck yeah. Well, let's keep up the good work, and hope everyone enjoyed tuning in. I know they did because this was an unreal podcast episode right here, and a lot of people are going to be impacted by this, and I'm just excited to hear all the love and support. So yeah, stay tuned in, and yeah, keep up the good work, my man.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Galvanize with Gavin podcast. I hope you were inspired and empowered to reach your fullest potential in life. For more resources, visit gavinjohns.com. For businesses interested in sponsoring the podcast, visit gavinjohns.com/sponsor. Thank you all, and God bless.